Okay, so look for a head up to see if they can hear. You're going to stand right. If somebody could just... What? Has anybody jumped on it to see if they can hear the volume? Ask her to put Melissa, put a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Good? Perfect. Good. Okay. Sorry we're a little bit 15 minutes delay. Thank you for you guys being here, right? So just briefly, in the Eastern traditions, and we were just discussing here, and Howard, I'll bring you a little bit up to speed. In the Eastern traditions, in India and in Tibet, which is the traditions that I've been training in, they essentially deliver you at a result, which is being in your heart. And in the work of Drunvalo Melchizedek and Daniel Maitel, who I've worked with now for quite some time, received this beautiful information in a way that we can go in there very quickly, because all spiritual practice should be done from the tiny space of the heart. Tiny space of the heart, we call it that because it was first called that in the book, the Upanishads out of India. It's essentially all of life has this tiny space. So we have this toroidal field that comes and it's twisting like this, and it's polarized, right? And in the tiny space here is where it meets, and now we have a singularity. So it literally is the center of everything. And when we go in there, and there's only one tiny space. So when I'm in my tiny space and or in the tiny space and you're in the tiny space of the heart, we're in the same place. We can communicate. You could be in China and we can communicate with each other through the heart. We don't need cell phones. This is the interesting thing. Although we would think it's crazy and it bends our mind, but we don't think it's crazy that we pick up a phone and call to China and the person picks up instantly. So the abilities that exist outside of us in technology and the structures and the way things are developed here on the planet all exist within us. It's like Hermes said, as above so below, as within so without. So what he means there is that what is up there is inside of you. All of it. Right? So that's a really interesting thing, because when we're looking up at the stars to try to understand that that's inside of me, I mean, it bends the mind. So the only way to really, I think, gravitate and move in that light is to develop some form of authentic well-being practice, which a lot of people call spiritual practice. For me, I just call it well-being practice, because we're all spirit, right? So in that well-being practice, I suggest to people, first thing you do in the morning, get up and go for a walk. Your body's been laying dormant for 8 hours. Go for a walk, move your body. Just gentle. In nature would be great. In the summer, put your bare feet on the earth, ground yourself, take out all the EMF, non-native electromagnetic field that we pick up, especially living in a major city like Toronto here. In the winter, hug a tree. People look at me a little bit crazy when I say that, but hug a tree, literally. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. The consciousness of these trees is just amazing. They actually, in forests, the older trees, right, the larger ones, will actually send nutrients through their roots to the younger trees if they're having difficulty in that. And what do? We cut down all the older trees, right? But I think us as a population are starting to come around to a degree. A lot of beauty going on this planet. Just as much light as there is darkness. It's just where you choose to shine the light. So then Hermes also said this other thing, right? As within, so without. And that essentially, all of life happens within us. In the words of said guru in that beautiful talk he did, he's standing there, he's a mystic, right? And these mystics are interesting because they don't give you clear, you ask a question and they ask you a question, which makes you work the thing yourself, which is beautiful, right? To the audience, where do you see me? And they point at the stage, and the same when he asked when you hear me. He said, you're getting it all wrong. The light is reflecting off me through my lens into into your retina, and you're seeing me within you and hearing me within you, which is completely accurate. So, and if that's the case, who should determine the outcome? You. And if you don't, almost anybody will. We have 7 areas of life: physical, mental, spiritual, family, social, work, and money. And any area of your life that you don't empower, people will take power over you. Any area of your life that you don't create conscious challenges, you will create unconscious challenges in the other areas. It's that simple, right? So we can move inside of the body. So our spirit has been housed in the pineal chakra, in the middle of the brain, for the last couple thousand years, because we have been raised in a culture where we have been taught that time is linear and that life is finite, but it's not true. When we go into the heart, the singularity, time is spherical and life is infinite. So you can go anywhere. But as so long as we live in the paradigm of time being linear and finite, we need a home office as spirit, and this is where it's been. And the brain functions in polarity: hate, love, happiness, sadness, that roller coaster ride of life. Hopefully, eventually we arrive at a destination to understand that both have the same value so that we can walk the middle path. right? I mean, really, when we really get into it deep, we become the awareness, we become the spaciousness. Forcing ourselves to be calm and let a process happen is still forcing ourselves. So once we come to see that we actually are the observer, the watcher, we become that awareness. And this is more in the way in the teachings and the talk of these great Indian masters. So if you're the only one that should determine the outcome, the easiest way for you to determine the outcome is to make sure that you're balanced and really resonating in a state of peace. And the easiest way to do that is to meditate. Difficult thing is, in the Western part of the world, this is the hardest thing to do. Spirituality is the hardest thing for us to commit to in this part of the world because of all the chaos and of all the stuff that's being inundated upon us. Now, you are the creator of your reality, but you live in a chaotic world. So it's naive and ignorant to think that the universe guides me. It does, right? But you come across this in a lot of different spiritual communities, and God bless them, it's all in divine order, but it's all butterflies and unicorns. It is, once you get to that point, but the journey to get there can be a very, very treacherous one. So you need to stay firm in your own practice, whatever that looks like. And because we're in feminine energy now, your practice might be reading a book in the morning. You might do a meditation. You might go for a walk. It might be being present when you take a shower. It doesn't matter. You know what it is to you. And a little bit tomorrow is a massive step in the direction of the evolution of your soul. And the master resides within you, nowhere else. We don't need to go to... It's beautiful to go to ashrams and monasteries and all these places over the world, but in today's day and age now, Mother Earth is assisting us so powerfully, and it really is. We need to be in our heart, and we need to close our eyes, turn the TV off, close our eyes, be here, and expand from this place. Because when you go within first, now you're in expansion, right? The lesser or the smaller being me, and to the greater, we would say the world's a bigger place than what I am, right? But we are the creator of it. Right? So when we go inside first, we now go into expansion. We're in love. Now, everything in our life starts to align with that frequency, but we have to become it. We can't just like the idea of it. If we're looking out here, like we do in the way that we've been trained in the Western world, to have a new car, a new relationship, a better job, more money, all these things, and that will deliver us happiness, it's an illusion. It's suffering, right? It's contraction. It's living in fear. The people who suffer the most are the ones that live in a fantasy that only one side of the coin or the magnet can exist. There's a gentleman in the U.S. that speaks to this very brilliantly. But basically, it's the ones that accept life as it is, take it as it is, see the beauty in the light and the darkness, that finally walk the middle path of walking. I call it walking in the light of God. Some will call it enlightenment, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? But it's your process, and be patient with it and loyal to yourself. So, breathing prana, okay, is a fundamental part of the teachings in the way in which they're taught in the School of Remembering with Drunvalo Melchizedek, this beautiful master. In pranayama practice and yoga, and that all very, very valid. Kriya Yoga, which is what I'm most enchanted by in my practice. Spinal breathing, the ancient system of spinal breathing. In the way that we're going to breathe here today, you have this Leonardo sphere, and those people that are tuning in online, hopefully they can see. But it's not a big deal if you can't. So this picture here, right, of the Vitruvian man depicted by Da Vinci. Actually, Vitruvius was the one that identified it about 1600 years before Da Vinci. And that's exactly what this image is. Just done. Courtesy of Drunvalo and the School of Remembering. We have this sphere around us. The masters speak to the fact that all of life happens within this sphere. The best way that I can give the analogy, and the way I've seen it, is a spirit is in the center of this sphere, and I'm seeing spherically 360 degrees all at once. There's all these different hundreds of thousands of TV screens, or 100,000, whatever. And whichever one I'm putting my attention and intention into is the reality that I'm experiencing. And these great masters can go in and out of the images. Just like a lot of these super psychic children in China, and these types of things speak about in their inner vision, having this screen in the middle with all these little screens. There's actually a woman, I don't know her name, sitting with NASA scientists telling them exactly what was written on the side of one of their satellites, and she was completely blind. It's way up in the cosmos as she's doing it, right? So all of life happens within this sphere, and within this sphere is where all of the accumulation of energetic garbage sits in relationship to the primary traumatic moments in our life, and then the emotions that keep coming up in our daily life that are connected back to those. We want to clean those. That's a different process that we do also in a Tibetan system. But so this is all functioning inside of this sphere, and you have a breathing tube that extends from the base of your spine up through the crown, 27 feet at its apex, 144th density. down through the perineum, the space between the anus and the genitals. It's the diameter of the tip of your thumb to the tip of your middle finger. Okay? And you can breathe through this. You breathe prana, also known as chi, shakti, ki, life force energy, ether, doesn't matter, whatever you like to call it. And we have roughly 20,000 chakras throughout the body, 72,000 nadis. Right? The primary one is the spine, Sushumna, and then you have the other two related to Kriya. And 3 spheres, one around the heart, one around the mind, and one around the navel. We've been up here for a very long period of time. This sphere functions in chaos. If you're not balanced in all 7 areas of your life, you're in the peripheral of the sphere, and it functions like a hurricane. If you're in the peripheral of a hurricane, best of luck figuring things out. If you're in the eye, you see everything clearly. And that's where we want to exist. That's essentially where, in the teachings of the Buddha, existing centered in the seat of the awareness and watching the thoughts, 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, 95% were the same as yesterday, circulating around you like you're watching the stock market ticker. But you're there in the middle and you don't go into them, because that's what closes our heart. You have 20 to 30,000 thoughts that happen a day, everything's beautiful, and then you attach on to one of them, and you've been there for the next week. And it could be hearing an ex-girlfriend's name while you're eating breakfast with a friend or boyfriend that triggers you to go back to all those memories, all that stuff, which in fact is a gift for you to clean them. So we want to leave this sphere, and we're going to go down, and we're going to go into the tiny space of the heart. And we're going to use the Tibetan method to go in, which is very simple. It's a golden spiral staircase leading from the middle of your brain down to the middle of your chest, and then we step out to the left, and there'll be an entry point to go into your heart. Questions? All good? I do the meditation with you, right? We'll put some light music on. Lauren, can you just grab me that cushion just because I'm plugged into this thing? And you have masks. The reason for the masks, even when we close our eyes, we still have a tendency to try to look out. The masks just close that off to make it easier to move inside of the body. If you're an avid meditator, they're not mandatory, but they help, right? I sometimes wear one, sometimes don't, depending on time of day. You know what we'll do? I won't even put the speaker on. We'll just play it out of the computer. Any questions? Fairly straightforward, especially when we do it practically. The theory is always the hardest to understand because the mind is trying to line it up with our belief patterns. Is trying to, does this make sense? Is what he's saying make sense? Oh, I don't like the way he looks. I don't like the way he's standing. Okay, I'm not going to listen to what he says, right? You think about all these blah, 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 blah. Now that we do it, we become it. Now it's what it's supposed to be. So, as always, it's a humbling, beautiful experience for me to spend time in this nature with anyone. I lived my life in so much darkness, drugs and alcohol and all of these horrible things. To be able to spend time in this way is really an amazing thing. So thank you for taking time out of your busy lives. Grab the speaker. And for those of you tuning in live there, I know this is a little bit of a different format than what we've done before. And for those that used to tune into the online meditations on Zoom, but it seems to be what's going to work moving forward. And it looks like once a month. I know for some of you, you won't be too happy. That be vigilant in your own practice. And we always see each other in our hearts. We'll put some gentle music on. And once we get into the heart, the meditation this evening will be focused on, because the flu bug is going around quite a lot right now, including myself having a bit of it, and going in and cleaning a little bit. So you just follow along. And we connect with Mother Earth and Father Sun first to open the heart to move in. In your own daily practice, how long you do that for will be up to you. You can find a meditation generally of the same context on the YouTube channel of mine there, theschooloftheheart.com. If you want to see some of the wonderful stuff coming up with our school there on a global level, please tune in. And I apologize a little bit, my throat is a little raspy. We should be okay. Just a Kleenex more before we start, just so I don't have to, thanks. So, if you choose to wear a mask, wear one and sit in any position that you would find comfortable. I suggest that lying down not be necessarily the greatest position, but you know yourself better than anybody. So listen to your inner guidance and your higher self in all aspects of your life. And thank you for this beautiful opportunity for us to sit in a space of peace and love. One person meditating in their heart affects 750,000. So the magnitude of what we partake in here is assisting humanity. And breathe in a natural way. Your inhalation through your nose and your exhalation leaving your mouth. And upon inhalation, see, sense, feel, and know a vibrant white light is flowing into your being through all aspects of you, your physical body, mental, spiritual, and emotional, cleaning you of all unwanted energies, lower frequencies. And as you exhale, a white mist leaving your mouth. It helps to say with your inner voice, all of my problems, worries, and fears are leaving me now. As you inhale, a vibrant white angelic light flows into every part of your being, cleaning you of all unwanted energies. And as you exhale, a white mist leaving your mouth. All of my problems, worries, and fears are leaving me now. I suggest using a breathing technique like this or one of your own to help clean yourself of your surroundings and your experiences throughout your day. You will notice a regained sense of energy, sleep better. Be gentle with yourself. And begin to breathe rhythmically. I spoke briefly on the screen there, but I'll reiterate. Rhythmic breathing is similar in length, your inhalation and exhalation, identical really, through your nose. Your mouth is closed, and you place your tongue to the roof in any location. This connects the heart into the brain. 512 cells, we are a human heart, the first thing to form. The tongue is second. When we place the tongue up, we bypass the thoughts, and we connect in. So place your tongue to the roof of your mouth. It is a muscle, so it can become uncomfortable. If it does, place it down. The main thing is that you're comfortable. And be aware of your lower heart chakra sphere, breathing tube that I explained. And as you inhale, bring prana from above and below, the masculine energy from Father Sun and the feminine energy from Mother Earth, into the center of the tiny space there, the lower heart chakra sphere. The heart is the only place with two chakras. Upper heart chakra connects into the brain, the right hemisphere. Lower heart into the tiny space of the heart. So as you inhale, bring prana from above and below into the center of the lower heart chakra sphere. And upon exhalation, fill your heart sphere with prana, also known as chi, shakti, life force, ether, all the same, one and the same. Feeling your diaphragm expand and contract, gentle, relaxed. As you inhale, bring prana from above and below into the center of your precious heart, and exhale prana to fill your heart sphere. It can hold an infinite amount of prana. As you inhale, bring this beautiful golden energy from above and below into the center of your heart and expand it to fill your heart. And breathe in this way throughout the meditation. If you find your mind wandering, bring your attention back to your breath. In your imagination, in your inner vision, see yourself in a place with nature that you know and love. place that you find beautiful, a place that when you are there, you are at peace. And feel the sacredness of this environment with your Divine Mother enveloping you. Look off into the horizon. Hear the sweet melody of nature, the birds singing, the rabbits running around, the deer, the fish swimming in the river. Feel how good it is to be alive, and feel your Divine Mother Earth. She loves you in a way that is difficult for a human being to comprehend, the absoluteness of love. And she's given you everything, including your body, never asking for anything in return, always supporting you. We are her children. We are within her womb, and we are waking up. Feel how much you love her and how much she loves you, and allow these tidal waves of love to radiate outwardly from your heart to all of life. With your intention, send your love. I love you, I love you, I love you. To every heart of humanity. You either love all or none. We cannot be selective. Send all of your love to every animal, to every molecule, every blade of grass, and open your heart to receive the love that is coming back to you. Giving without receiving creates a massive imbalance. As so eloquently said in the prayer of St. Francis, it is in giving that we receive, and it is in loving one another that we come to know and live the meaning and purpose of life. So feel your heart opening as you connect in this beautiful sacred place with nature. And on the count of 3 together, we will send our love from our heart down to the center of Mother Earth collectively, and wait for her to send her love back. Literally see the energy leaving you. 1, 2, inhale. 3. It may take a moment, or it may happen instantaneously, but her love will come back up into you. It will surge into your being. Allow it to move wherever it wants to. She knows what she is doing. She is your mother, your cosmic mother. Breathe her love from below up into your heart, and exhale your love back to her. I love you, I love you, I love you. And feel your breaths become one breath, one heartbeat, one love, one people. And while keeping this connection, turn your attention to the cosmos, to the sky, the Father Universe. See the Milky Way up there in the sky. The stars so close that you can reach out and touch them, and feel the immense depth of space. And feel love for all of creation, all of the celestial beings that are supporting us now. There in your physical environment energetically, there are many, and they love us. They're assisting us, but only we can become it. We have to become love. There's a population. Feel your feet on the earth in a beautiful sunny day. Your Divine Father's Son there above you. As sure as the sunrise and the sunset, He is always on time, always loving you, always supporting you. Feel His rays of light flow down upon your skin, on your forehead, breathing life into you. He loves you. And on the count of 3 together, we will send our love directly to the center of our Divine Father. But don't stop there. See it go directly into His heart and extend up to the galactic sun. 1, 2, inhale. 3. And wait. For that surge of love coming from a very far off place, our galactic center. Breathe with them and our Divine Father. Exhale our love back. I love you, I love you, I love you. Feel how much your Divine Father and Divine Mother love one another. It is this love that created you. It is you. Regardless of your relationship with your biological parents, these are your divine parents and they love you absolutely. Breathe their love from above and below through your breathing tube into the center of your heart and exhale your love back to them. Feel the love moving amongst you. In this moment, you consciously create the Holy Trinity vibration. And it is necessary for the expansion on all levels of consciousness and creation. And in this moment, feel the presence of God within you, around you, everywhere. So beautiful. And more than anything, love yourself. Show up for you. You are the most important person in your life. And without you, none of this exists on a planetary, universal level. So show up for yourself. Look in the mirror every day. Look beyond your ego. Connect to your essence, who you really are, and live life from there. Speak to yourself. Say, I love you. I forgive you. I'm grateful for you. I forgive you. Breathing from above and below into the center of your heart. See, sense, feel, and know you're in the pineal chakra, in the center of the brain, surrounded by skull. Notice the texture of the skull, the rigidness. It's like being in a cave, isolated, dark, damp, cold, lacking direction. A place that's been our home for a very long period of time. An environment that we know the outcome, even though we may not like it. And we're living in a time to change. Your eyes, ears, back of your skull, billions of miles off in their respectful distances. As Hermes said, as above, so below. When we move within the body, it is the same as moving through the universe. You are very tiny. Feel the brain. Feel it. Now let's leave this place together. Let's go home. Let's be again children. There at your feet is a golden spiral staircase. Don't think. Leave the brain. Go step by step, descend down. Gently moving down, down through the throat chakra. Down through the upper chest. You can feel things becoming less dense. Down to the middle of the chest. Step out to the left onto a platform. Take your time. And there before you is your precious heart. Feel the waves of light coming off her. And look for the entry point, whatever it is to you. Open the door and enter. Go home. Close the door behind you and lock it. The spirit has a tendency to move back to the brain. It's been its home for the last couple thousand years. And exhale one long breath. And for a few moments, explore and feel the difference in how the heart feels in comparison to the brain. And you may be anywhere now. Fly, swim, run. It's up to you. Be who you really are. Breathe from above and below into your heart and feel this sacred, sacred place. The center of all creation, all of life comes from here. And feel the 7 energies of the heart. Love, truth, beauty, trust, harmony, peace, and reverence for God or Spirit. And with your inner voice, invoke your higher self. Literally say, higher self, please come before me now. And he, she, or they will come instantly. The This is you in the higher levels. It is you. I strongly suggest that you create an open dialogue with this part of you so that you know how to communicate on different levels. Your life will find a flow of simplicity and peace. Breathing from above and below. Meditating in the tiny space of the heart. And gently move towards that door that you entered the heart through. And beside it is another door. And use it. And let's move. And we're back out there in our being. And let's move up. Go back up that golden staircase. And stop there around the upper chest. And there's a door on the right and the left. Each one goes into one of your lungs. And take the first door to the right and move in. And there in your lung is a mop and a bucket of soapy water. Pick up the mop and begin to clean your lung. Clean off all of the buildup, all of the energetic garbage, the anxieties. Also clean off all of the smog and the buildup that we accumulate, and scrub the walls. See all of this energetic garbage moving down there, and there's a power washer also. Pick it up and clean the inside of the lung. Clean off all the soapy, dirty water and see it all draining out of your being down to Mother Earth to be repurposed. Your lung there, beautiful and golden, shining perfectly, and move out through the door and into the other lung. And there's a bucket of soapy water and a mop, and clean the inside of your other lung. All of it, clean it all. Gently pick up the power washer and wash off all of the soapy, dirty water and see it draining down to Mother Earth so she may repurpose the energy. And gently leave the lung and move back down the stairs, there to the middle of the chest, and step out, and there back into the heart. Close the door. And in fact, you've been in the heart the whole time. And just feel the tiny space of the heart for a few moments. How beautiful it is. And gently exhale one long breath, keeping your eyes closed. Remove your mask, keeping your eyes closed, and gently rub your hands together. Pull your hands apart a few inches, and you should be able to feel the prana flow between your palm chakras as you've been breathing prana for quite some time now. Take one hand, put it on your heart, and the other on top of it, and see this beautiful golden energy moving into your heart, helping and assisting you. And also know that by you having the courage to move into your heart and clean your life, you give humanity the permission to become the same. And they all exist within here. Take your hands, place them on your face. See this beautiful golden light flowing into your complexion, cleaning your face, your wrinkles, all those beautiful things. Your ears around to the back of your head, your neck, around to the front, cleaning your vocal cords, your thyroid, down to the lungs, heart, digestive area, pancreas, hormone area, down to the knees, the legs, up to the hips, kidneys, and the spleen. And wipe the arms off, just to give this energy to Mother Earth so she may repurpose it. And when you feel that this meditation is complete, open your eyes. This beautiful meditation and cleaning the organs in that can be done with every organ. We did just the lungs very quickly because we all have life in that. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. We'll disconnect from there. If you can press that button for me, please. Come live. We'll chat afterwards and tea.